Um, I just want to welcome you all to this week's program and our month-long Parkinson's Wellness Series. This is the last week of our programming from the Martin Pear JCC in Scottsdale, and it's Mirthful Mindfulness. I'm Janelle Mertens. I'm the Parkinson's coordinator for the fitness program at the J, and our series is sponsored by a community grant from the Parkinson's Foundation. A little housekeeping for Zoom today. You're all muted, so please, if you want to ask a question, just turn your camera on and wave your hand, or when Debbie asks for questions, you can unmute. Feel free to unmute. But during most of the presentation, if you keep yourself on mute, then it helps with the background noise. If you want to see Debbie in the largest part of your screen, if you hover over to the three dots at the top right of your screen and click on speaker view, you'll see view and then click, and you can click speaker view. That will make her the largest view. So whoever is speaking right now, it would make me, that would make whoever's speaking the largest. So our final speaker in our month-long series of Parkinson's Wellness is Debbie Harbinson. She has a Master of Health Innovations. She is a registered nurse and a certified holistic nurse. Debbie's greatest pleasure is accompanying others as they uncover treasures of insight long buried in their life experiences and thus find greater meaning in their journey. She supports modalities that translate the innate wisdom of the mind, body, and spirit for overall wellness and fun. She uses her advanced nursing experience in brain health, operating room, faith-based community, home health, geriatric care, and is an end-of-life support for you and your family. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Debbie Harbinson and Mirthful Mindfulness. Take it away, Debbie.
Thank you, Janelle. So happy to be here with all of you. Although, boy, can't wait for the days when we get back in the same room, huh? We're all together and sharing that energy. But, you know, this is very, very special. So I just always like to introduce some of the ideas and things that we're going to be doing. And one of the what we're going to start off with is centering with some breath work. And when we do that, we're going to just kind of settle in and talk a little bit about that. And then I would like to introduce you to a program. It's called Prayer Motion. It's movement with sign language, gestures, as well as music. And it has much kind of I'm just gonna kind of move this here on the thing there so I can see everybody. Let's see. There we go. I wanted to see your faces, and then all of a sudden when it got turned over to me, I lost you all. Yes, so we're going to use the prayer motion, and then we're going to do I'll invite you to participate. And for some of that, we might even take off the mute. And I'd like you to enjoy some laughter exercises. So I don't know if all of you happen to know, but Sunday, which it's always the first Sunday in May, is World Laughter Day. And so this began back in 1998. And just for fun, I wore my shirt today because I'm also a certified laughter leader and a trainer for the World Laughter Tour. And so that's what's on my shirt here. So if you're like, why is she wearing that shirt? So I thought I'd wear it in honor of that. And it's always fun. We would get together and do laughter exercises and generate that energy together. However, since last year, let's just say that year that will go unnamed, we've been doing those exercises virtually. And it's actually been kind of fun. We've connected with people all over. So this will be fun. So just so you know, around the world on Sunday, people will be doing these laughter exercises that we'll end with today. So yeah, so I'm really happy to be here. And what I'd like you to do, let's just kind of get started. And just kind of settle into your seat and wherever you feel comfortable. And the idea behind the mirthful mindfulness is that many times we have really fun things happening all around us, or the potential to notice some very fun things that could be around us. And it could be just that we're with someone that just brings that, that light glow, that happiness, just to feel fun to be with a person. And the moments go away like that. So, what I like to think about is when you're with someone and you're enjoying their presence and that, to just notice everything about them. Notice what their hair looks like that day. Notice how when they laugh, what that sound is like, or when they're speaking. Notice the color of their eyes. Sometimes we've been with people maybe for a couple hours having a conversation or having a class. And if we left that room and were asked to describe, like, what color are their eyes? Did they have glasses on? Sometimes we can't do that. We've been maybe so involved in the conversation, or typically, and I don't know about you, and this is so human, we're caught up in our mind, we're caught up in our brain, and we're thinking about what's going to come next and what we're going to do. Janelle and I had a little bit of a conversation before we got together about this. And what we always, it's always a good thing to remember that when we're in our mind and we're thinking of all of these things that could or could not happen, our body doesn't know any difference, that it's already ran through that. So have you ever had a day where it's just been a lot of thinking? Like you haven't moved your body much, but it's just been a lot of thinking. And you're so exhausted and you're so tired. Well, that's that connection with our body. And then other times you could be having so much fun, not thinking about things and moving your body and enjoying, like, for instance, when I heard Larry talk about the Tai Chi class, the time goes like that. And you feel energized rather than feeling so tired. So that's what I'm going to keep emphasizing as we do this. And that's why I like to just start getting centered with some breath. So just to settle in your chair and feet flat on the floor. And I would suggest for this, we're not going to do any special breathing. Many times we go to different classes and learn the benefits of doing abdominal breathing, or they call it belly breathing, or, holding your breath for a count of 4. Those are all wonderful and they're good. But I like to just, because we're going to be doing a lot of remembering to breathe. So I'm just going to say breathe, and you just breathe as you feel comfortable. Our body knows what to do. It knows when to do it. There's just all this wisdom that's already built into us. So when I say, let's take a breath, just breathe as it feels comfortable, and trusting that our body knows that how we're breathing is just exactly how we're supposed to breathe right now. So go ahead and just sit back and just take some nice breaths. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine. Sometimes that just feels good, to just close your eyes and relax those poor little muscles around our eyeballs. They work so hard keeping the eyelids open, and they only rest at night or when we exercise them as we blink. But just sometimes just resting our eyes and closing our eyes and allowing those muscles and noticing our breath and how nice it is that sometimes we're not paying attention to our breath, and yet we still breathe, right? We don't have like one less thing to think about, that it's there for us and knows just how much breath we need. All right, so let's just take in a deep breath, however that just feels good to you. Just taking a nice deep breath. And exhale. And as we move through this next idea, I want you to remember that if you just need to take some extra breaths or whatever, just go ahead. Don't worry about it. So what I would like to start with is when we talk about the mindfulness piece, I like to think of that as being present, as just being aware, knowing that as I move my hand, for instance, I'm just going to kind of move this thing here so I can make sure I'm seeing everything. Okay, good. So as I want to stay centered here. So as I move my hands, I'm going to show you one way that is very easy to incorporate breath with movement. And you may have learned this in some of your other exercise or movement classes, but it's just a way that it engages our body and calms everything down. So what I'd like you to do is it'll be your palms up. And as you breathe in, move your palms up to match your breath. And then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to turn your palms down and then just breathe out. Okay, very nice. So breathe in and out. All right. So when we start the movements, I will say things like that. Let's breathe in, and we'll raise our hands like that, and then breathe out. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So this next, as I mentioned, the prayer motion was actually started by a physician here in the Valley, and her name is Dr. Ann Borick. And on your resource page, that Janelle, thank you very much for sending that out. On that resource page, there is a link and it says prayer motion. You can go on there. So if you like this, you can go on there and sign up for free. Everything is free on there. The music, you can download it. The inspiration behind it is Anne is a hospitalist, as I said. She's here in the Banner facilities and that works quite a bit with people that have Parkinson's disease down in the Casa Grande area. And Anne decided to put this together. It's inspired. It'll say on the website that there's a Christian inspiration behind it. But it's not about religion. Anne just felt like all of this was coming from her. And she engaged some musicians. And what she found was by putting these signed language gestures together and with the music and the breath, that it just calmed the system down. People were talking about how, they were starting to be more aware of the wisdom in their body and things that they needed to do to take care of themselves. It just really worked with quieting things down. We brought it, I met Anne back in 2005, and we brought it not only to the churches and several temples, but also went out to the Gila Indian Reservation and created some more music there using Native American flautists. And so they would use their flute with it. And so it's just grown to where there's just quite a bit of music and movement with it. So what we'll do is I'll explain some of the movements and you'll understand it. I'll stand up and then we'll still keep you muted while we do this, because then I can play the music so you can hear some of the music that's on there. There's much more on the website. And like I said, all you would do is sign in and start an account and you can use it as much as you want. So, but right here while I'm sitting, I'll show you. So one of the first ones that we're going to learn is healthy. And so the sign for healthy will be putting your hands on your chest and then drawing them out into a fist. And so the reason is like health comes from when you think of your lungs, like the breath that we were talking about, your heart is here. This is the center of when people maybe don't feel so well. You know, some stuff usually starts up around here in your chest. So it'll look like this. It'll be healthy. And then the sign for happy is putting your hands like this with the palms up and rolling it out from your chest, you know. So when you're happy, you want that energy to come out and go out into the world, right? You know, so it'll be like this. All right, so that's happy. Now the next one is holy. And the sign for holy is putting one hand like this, then two fingers up. This is the sign for H. And then you're going to cross your palm and go up. So this is holy. All right. So what this will look like is healthy am I, and then it'll be happy am I, and then holy am I. Now, one thing I want to mention as you're doing these, if you can think about, I mean, you'll be concentrating and following the movement, so I get that. But sometimes if you're feeling like a little tension somewhere in your body, actually tensing the muscles around it. So in other words, like if when I'm doing the healthy, if I were to squeeze the muscles in my back as I did healthy and then relax, that kind of activates the muscles throughout our body and allows for some relaxation. So I'm just going to give you that little tip. It's not something that typically you would need to do or gain any benefit from doing it right away in the beginning, but sometimes it's a good thing to know because it gets you into the practice of tensing muscles and then relaxing. We know that if our muscles, you know, in our body, we just stay relaxed all the time, right? We just kind of flop down on the sofa or whatever, that eventually we lose that energy. So by tensing the muscles and then relaxing. And it also gives the words more meaning. It's as if we're doing these gestures of conveying to ourselves, to our spirit, out to the universe, you know, when we're giving some strength to the words, as opposed to just, you know, being maybe more soft and I don't want to use the word maybe lazy, but, you know, without the energy, you know, that's in it. It's just more fun and invigorating if we do that. So I'm going to stand up now so you can see some of the movement much better. Then I'll come back, put the music on, and we'll go through that movement, okay? I'm going to stop there. If anybody has a question, I'm looking down because I've tried to move the people up. I've tried to move you up. So, but if anybody has a question, if you just want to raise your hand up or, but it looks like, and I might ask you, Janelle, in case I don't see someone, if you see someone raising their hand, if, you know, just stop
Sure.
me. I'm good with that.
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm going to come around here. All right. So this is healthy am I, happy am I, and then holy am I. Okay. All right. And this will repeat a couple times. So how's the sound for the music? Good. Okay. Let's breathe in together and out. Got a smile on that one. And smile on this one too. Okay, let's breathe in together. Breathe in and out. Okay, again. Think about what health means to you. See a big smile. Lovely. Oh, so wonderful. Breathe in again and out. Once more. Okay, lovely. Breathe in and out. Nice. One more breath. And out. Nice. Very nice. So the next one, I'm going to stop that. So the next one is we're still going to use those words, but rather than healthy, happy, holy am I, it'll be let me be healthy this day from sun up to sundown. So we're just adding this, I don't mean to say just, but we're adding this movement. Everything else is the same. So it's let and then me. And then we'll use the healthy. All right. Okay, and we'll start with the breath again. Let's breathe in. Out. Just one more time. And out. Now bring arms back. And me. So bring your hands up. And then just let it go out into the universe there. Okay, now we're going to be happy. Nice smiles. Okay, now we're going to be holy. Breathe in, breathe out. So I'm going to stop there and let's just, if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself and just giving me some feedback about how you're feeling. Any thoughts? Or not.
I like combining
Yeah,
the,
Perry.
I like combining the hand motions with the breathing in, breathing out.
Great, great. Did you notice any difference from, I don't know, did it help in any way of any tension in your body or any other meaning with it?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's okay. Sometimes some people notice that, and that's why I bring it up because, it's a good thing to notice, because then you can work with, it can lead to other things that could be more helpful in that area. So yeah, no problem. Yeah, good, good.
I
Yeah.
find it makes it easier to stay in the moment.
Oh, nice, Willa.
Sometimes it's hard when you start meditation or just a mindfulness program, but
Mhm.
with the hand movements, the body movement, it really centers and you stay there with it more.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, that's what Dr. Bork, her background was. She was third in the world black belt karate for the women's Olympics. And so she was really into karate. And so she just knew that there was much that presence, that awareness came when she was in that. And so that's why she thought this was another way of when people get into the foot movements that she shares on her prayer motion that you can do even sitting. She talks about that, and how it helps with balance. But the main thing is it keeps you present, anchored to what's going on. So thank you, Willa. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. All right.
I have a question. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
how often is it prescribed to do this? Once a day or?
Yeah. What we found when we were doing clinics, as well as in the community, we had a down at 12th Street, or excuse me, 3rd Street in Bethany, we had a space there and we had people coming, and actually Cigna Insurance covered this for people because it was really the only mind, body, spirit program that they thought would fit the bill for that. And so we would notice that people who did it once in the morning, just like that little movement, it's like 5 minutes, doing it in the morning and then doing it in the evening. What people were telling us was they slept better. It helped them focus for their day because, it's kind of like you get up, you make your bed, and then, or you did your sign chi do. We were calling it sign chi do at the time, do your prayer motion, make your bed, and, it's like you've got this like a little routine going. And, there's quite a bit about it. When you think about all of the spiritual books in the world, they talk about having this intention. I intend to be happy today. I intend to be healthy, so having that, I think, is also what helped people. So it was just kind of whatever worked, and was very specific, and still is very specific about this to still be something that people look forward to doing rather than it's something you have to do. And if you don't do this, then this muscle's not going to be strengthened or whatever. She just found that by people doing this and maybe enjoying it like first thing in the morning, things would come up during the day of wisdom. It kind of just quieted the mind. Then that wisdom comes up and says, I think that I need to talk to, I need to call my good friend Janelle and talk to her, and I probably haven't laughed for a while, or something like that. It's like those things that you need in your life just start to bubble up. And again, you can do this with anything. It can with prayer, it could be breath work, it could be anything that you wanted to do, it could be painting, it's just that point of quieting your mind. And then let the other mind, the wisdom mind, the wise mind come forth and kind of help you navigate your day. Does that help? Yeah, great question. All right. Okay. And then Carol, is there anything that you have any questions or anything?
What you're doing, you're busy, to kind of take time for yourself, put yourself first.
You got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Yep. Okay, well, how about if we, speaking of that, there's another one that we can use with the let me. And, whoops. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So this one is peaceful. It'll be, let me be peaceful, patient, and present. Okay, so the movement for it will be, I'm just gonna make sure I can, yeah, okay. So it'll be the let me again, but peaceful, the sign for peaceful is crossing your hands here. And interestingly enough, it's in front of your mouth. So it's peace. And then you just kind of bring your hands down. That's it. Oh, beautiful, Carol. Perfect. Yep. So just peaceful. And see how you're just letting the peace go out into the universe. And then let's see, I just want to make sure I got the other one is patient. Here's another one. So this is taking your thumbs and putting them over the top of your lip and then just bringing your hands down. That's patient. Isn't that interesting that would be the sign for patient? It's probably like when you're not patient, you might want to say something. Right? So this is a good reminder, it's like patient. Okay. And then present is the last one. Now present is putting your two hands together. And the thought behind that is you're here, and then here's the rest of your world, or it could be another person or whatever. But there's this space here. And when you're present, there's so much interest and love and fun and everything that's going on in between this space. So when you're present, it's like you're aware of that. You're aware of that energy with this other being, or like I said, the events of your day. Okay, so we'll do that with music. All right. And I'm going to ask if we can mute Janelle. Yeah, just because of the music with the things. So again, this will be, so left. And then lovely. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to be patient. Lovely. Nice. Taking a breath, breathe in and out. So now we're going to be present. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing. Oh, you all are so lovely. Oh, beautiful. So next I'm gonna, while we're on a roll here with the let me, let me just, okay, let me just, lost my music there. The next one will be, we're going to do thankful, thoughtful, and tranquil. So the thankful is, so thankful, the sign is putting one hand out, just one palm, and then the other hand, you don't need to touch your lips or anything, but just put your hand in front of your mouth as if to express thankfulness, okay? And you're kind of landed on this one hand. So it's, you know, kind of use this like a table or a shelf. And then this hand comes out thankful. Now, thoughtful is pointing to your brain, and then you'll put your index and your thumb together. Yes. Oh, great job, Perry, with the fingers. Yeah. So you spread your fingers out, and then you bring them down equally with intention to bring the hands down. And the reason that this is like thoughtful, it's like thinking of someone with precision, thinking of someone with intention. So thoughtful. Great. Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to change my view here so I can see here. Good. Keep an eye on Carol too. All right. And then tranquil. Tranquil is lovely. I mean, I actually feel this when I just do it. So I put my hands one on top of each other like that. Perfect. And then just bring it down, both hands together. Do you feel like that release? So tranquil. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Great job, Carol, too. All right. So we're going to be thankful, and we're going to be thoughtful, and then we're going to be tranquil. Breathe in and out. Nice. Okay. So arms back, and here we go. Nice. Very good. All right, now we're going to be thoughtful. It's okay. Good. There we go. With precision. What's up? Nice. Beautiful. Now we're going to be tranquil. Beautiful. Nice. Oh, you guys are doing such a breathe in and out. Lovely. Oh, beautiful. All right. So if you want to have a seat or stand, whatever you feel comfortable, Next one that I think we're going to do, and we'll end for the prayer motion with this, and it's called Peace on Earth. And so I just these days have been feeling like that's a good way to end sessions with the prayer motion. And so we'll just do this one. There's a much longer version, so you'll kind of hear the music kind of drop off, but we just made this part short. So again, we're using the same words that we've used already, except for world. So when there is let there be peace, you'll see that I take my hands and I just kind of make, kind of like you're making the shape of the world or a globe and holding that energy in there. And what I enjoy doing, and so this is up to you as I'm doing this, I like to imagine as if when I'm thinking of peace and I just, spread it out to people I don't know, just other people, you could do other countries. There might be someone in your life right now that you think, oh, I'd like to send this off to them. It could be, a day when you're just, thinking I need some peace, and just send it to yourself. So when I make this ball, I'm just feeling that energy of it together. There's some other slight movements, but it goes very slowly, so you'll be able to follow me. All right. Yeah. So let's breathe in. Make sure I can. Yeah. I'm going to stand up because I think you can see me better than. Breathe out. So let there peace. Now let beautiful. Now peace. Now just meant to be. We just let our hands go like this. And so you can see the music just kind of fades away with it. So that's kind of a nice one. If you want to use it to maybe center yourself before you have a devotion, before you just want to just be quiet. There might be something special that you're, thinking about, or you want to read or whatever. It's just a nice way of settling in with that. So, all right, now we're going to move on to some laughter work here. And, but before we do that, I just wanted to see if there's any questions, comments, thoughts. Don't ever do this to me again.
Did you say that the movements are on the prayer motion site as well?
Yes. In
So-
fact, you have Dr. Borick. She's instructing you. So all I ask is you don't contact her and say, well, Debbie showed me this. No, I'm just kidding.
Because my short-term memory isn't good enough to be able to.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Well, that was this was years and years of practice when I met Dr. Borick. And, and doing this all the time. And, I sometimes get in the middle of something, get lost in the movement, and oh my gosh, what's peace? So yeah. And that's why it's so beautiful to have that site with her. She made DVDs and you can even find it on YouTube, some of them, if you put in her name and you'll get all that information on that website. But the most recent and how it's evolved is on that prayermotion.com.
Thank you.
Great question. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. And there'll be time when we're finished too, if there's something that comes up. So I wanted to just explain also the handout that I sent you all. Well, Janelle sent it, thank you. But it's called Good-Hearted Living. And the reason that that handout, it's another way to, and you don't have to print it out. You can if you want. It's just a tool that people have used in the past where they might have it like on their refrigerator or all of those message places that you might want to put things. And it's a way to just be mindful of what's going on in the day or whatever by beginning it with focusing on what particular days might represent. Now, it doesn't mean, and I always tease people about this, so you'll see that Tuesdays are for flexibility. That doesn't mean you can't be flexible in your thinking or body on Wednesday. So the idea is that, sometimes these are attributes that are just, we kind of forget about them. And it works if you have some kind of connection with the day. This has been around since like 1998 when Steve created this, Steve Wilson. He's the chairman, CHEERMAN, of the board, BORED, for the World Laughter Tour. And so he created this because sometimes, we can go to a laughter circle or a laughter club and do the exercises that we're going to enjoy. And then we leave and we're it's just like something happens. Somebody calls us, something happens in our day, and we just kind of lower our energy level and we just don't feel as good. So this was a thought that this might be something that people could practice throughout the day, throughout your entire week, and then keep that energy level up. So Mondays are for compliments, and it's always fun to have this kind of thing in a household, or if there's like, I've done these in communities where, they know on Mondays that this is a big thing. Oh, and in schools too, it's a big thing with kids. So, on Monday that, it's a day that you're going to be thinking of different compliments for the person. And it gets kind of fun because people try to outdo each other, and just enjoy it and relish how that makes you feel when someone gives you a compliment, and learn to accept a compliment. I find it's usually easier for people to give compliments than to accept them, right? I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but you'll tell somebody, they have a beautiful shirt on or dress or whatever, and then they say, oh, this whole thing, and it's like, no, just accept it because it makes you feel good when you get paid the compliment, So the other thing is, another one is Tuesdays and being for flexibility. And flexibility is really, can be, again, in your thinking, maybe going to or ordering or making some food or buying a fruit in the grocery store that you have no idea where it came from, and you look it up and you find out about it. Wednesdays for gratitude, and that sometimes can just be a practice that you, first of all, you opened your eyes, there's so much to be grateful in that. Noticing other people's smiles, noticing, I think after 2020, we learned about so many different things that we can find to be grateful for. Thursdays are for kindness. And again, that sometimes ends up like what happens on the Mondays with compliments. People just, really trying to figure out ideas It can be, if you're in line, just say like at Starbucks, surprising the person behind you in the car with, paying for their drink or whatever. Although now that there's so many food varieties, that could get kind of pricey. But just thinking of different ways that you could maybe help someone. So Fridays are for forgiveness. And typically, this is something that people, I find, need to think about for themselves. We get wrapped up sometimes just being human and saying things like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I can't believe that was silly. That was, why did I do that? Some of that negative self-talk, and just allowing, being grateful that, you had that opportunity to do that. It might not have turned out well, but you know what? We're all human. We're all trying to do the best we can. And also that goes for the people around us. Sometimes it maybe doesn't look that way, but when we think about it, what motivates us as human beings is to feel better. And sometimes that can be at other people's expenses. But once we know that that's what the motivator was, it sometimes is easier to begin to be aware of. And then the best one is, and people love this one, and usually by now people have shouted it out, weekends are for chocolate. And so, and it doesn't mean that you have to eat chocolate on the weekends, although many people hope that is that will be dictated, that must happen. But it can also mean anything that's sweet to yourself, that's calling that friend that when you laugh with them, oh my gosh, tears are running down your cheeks, it's just, it's wonderful to be with them. Or it could be just doing something that, you ordinarily would not have made the time to do because you thought that you were just too tired to do it. So thinking about the chocolate as being the sweetness in life, could be writing a letter to someone that, you haven't done it, especially with children, if there's any younger people in your family or friends, and that sending a letter to them and just letting them know that, you were thinking about them. That's something that is so special and sweet now because, we're either texting or calling or emailing. So getting something in the mail is very, very special. So those the good-hearted living, the idea was to prevent hardening of the attitudes. We found that when people practice those, that they just started seeing things that were more fun and more happy and things that they could laugh about. So once again, it could start your day that way, or you could end your day with it, planning for the next day, or just throughout the day, just thinking of that. So I'm going to stop right there before I move on to the next session. Are there any questions or comments? Did it trigger the thought of something that you might do yourself that you could share with the rest of us?
I like the Saturday chocolate.
Thank you, Willa. It usually is very popular, I might add. Very good. All right. Well, what I think we'll do then is I will share with you some laughter exercises. That way, if you are so moved on Sunday during World Laughter Day, because as well as we talk about peace on earth, it could be that this could be something that would be very helpful, that when we think, even on Sunday, if you just don't even feel like laughing or feel like anything is funny or whatever, just to know that there are people that are planning on doing this, purposely doing these exercises that you have participated in today. Or if you didn't want to participate, you will know about it. So after this session, you are all now a part of the Ha Ha Spa Laughter Circle. That is the Harbinson Wellness, which is my business. So I have the Ha Ha Spa. And what that means is you are now ambassadors for laughter. Now, doesn't mean you need to go around acting silly or goofy or anything. The point is that when people want to enjoy themselves and laugh, you are now supportive of that because you know of all the health benefits from it. The health benefits are that it enhances our circulation throughout our body. Laughing is just, as you might hear as I explain this, I am very serious about laughter. And there's many attributes about it that support the immune system. We know that there's these T cells. We've heard a lot about them in COVID and everything, talking about it. That's what your immunity is. So there's been much research that's been done, and people just doing laughter exercises. Like, you don't have to think anything's funny. You just laugh to laugh, these exercises, and it boosts that. The other thing is it increases your oxygenation. You know, how many have you ever laughed and then you went, you know, afterwards, or you laughed so hard that you were just, you needed to take a breath, you know? So when you think of that, you're moving all of that circulation in your lungs, you're moving all of the secretions in your lungs, you're getting everything moving in there. We know that throughout our whole body, all of the organs in our body respond to this. There's a release of hormones. There's just this whole cascade of things that happen that would be an entire, let's see, when I taught that class with nursing and everything, it's something like a half a day. And that's because they come to class with an understanding of physiology. So it's quite involved what our body does for this. So, what we did is we put it together like a program. So it would be easy to remember, because I remember, you know, like Willis said, you know, like there's just so much, and, you know, to remember all of these things. But one of the things that we do is a chant in between the exercises. And this chant is really important because then you know that I'm ready to move on to another exercise. Okay. So for this one, we're going to keep it muted because when we all do it, because of the timing of Zoom, it just you may be discouraged at the laughter. But then after that, for some of the laughter exercises, we're going to just do a couple, and then we'll be ending soon. But we'll do a couple, and then we'll take the microphone off so you can, like, you know, we'll unmute everyone so everybody can hear. Okay. All right, you ready? This is the chant, and it goes like ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And the reason that those sounds, when you think about it, how it moves in our body. So if you were to put your hands, like the sounds of laughter reverberate throughout our body. So put your hand right here at your throat, and we're going to make this sound of he, 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 he. Can you feel that? And then put your hands on your chest. Ha, 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 ha. So when you're ha, 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 when you do that, that's moving the air in your lungs. And then you put your hands on your belly, and of course that's a ho, ho, right? Ho, 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 ho. And when you do that, you can feel like your diaphragm moving your belly, moving the muscles. Ho, 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 ho. All right. So what we're going to do is this chant is ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And we put our hands together as we say that. That tells our body, we normally, when we're having fun and when we're connecting with people, we clap, right? So this is like ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Now, at this point, you are now thinking, how long are we going to do this? And is this all there is? But no, 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 no. Here we go. We're going to do ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And then you're going to put up your arms and say, yay. And the reason we do that is because kids do that. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with anything else. But isn't there wisdom in that? I mean, the difference that you feel, let's step it up now. I'll do it. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Now here we go. Third time. Yay! Feeling a difference? You can just even nod your head, or if you're feeling tired, then don't tell me. All right. So one of the first laughs that we learn is, does anyone here know how do you say hello in Hawaii? You can just unmute yourself and yell it out if you know it.
Aloha.
Yes. So it's a good word to bake into a laughter word because it ends in a ha. So if you, with your partner in your home, or when you greet somebody next time, you can even reach out your hand if you want, or you can look them in the eyes, because that's a big thing with laughter. It's making eye contact. People talk a lot about how now we're wearing masks. You can't tell if people are smiling. To move through that, think about bringing your smile up to your eyes. So smile, even if you've got a mask on, if you're smiling, think about that smile being reflected up in your eyes. So when somebody looks at you, they can see that smile in your eyes. So aloha is a good one because it's just, now I was just in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, and I did not do that. I don't know if this is something you would do in Hawaii. I want to get kicked off. I had to go there for my daughter. I didn't want to get kicked out before I got there. But anyway, you look into another person's eyes and you can say, alo, ha, 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 ha. All right, alo, ha, 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 and feel the air move, okay? So we'll unmute, and then let's see if we can do that. And I noticed Willa just said she's sorry that she needs to leave. So happy you joined us, Willa. Thank you. All right. So, all right. So if you want to unmute, and we can say hello, ha 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 to each other on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, ha 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 ha. All right, very good. And next, the next one is, and I like this because it moves our body. This is called the ice cube down the back laugh. So this is if somebody were to, so it just kind of stretches out your arms, your upper, because we rarely, we're trying to always, unless we're focused on raising our arms or relaxing our shoulders, it doesn't happen, right? So this is pretend somebody dropped an ice cube, or you dropped an ice cube down your back, down your shirt, and it's melting. So you're gonna giggle and laugh. Oh, oh. Your shoulders, there you go. All right, here we go. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Yay! Excellent. Very good. All right. So there's like well over 200 exercises, but we're obviously not going to go through them all. So, and I just wanted to show you one more, and then we'll be ending here shortly. Okay. So the next one is, let me move so I can make sure I've got I'm going to stand up to do this, but stay seated, those of you that are there. And this is called the roller coaster laugh. So this is, again, we're getting into summertime. We have the parks, and some people will say, oh, I'm afraid of roller coasters and that. And that's why this is good for you. You can enjoy a roller coaster and not have to be fearful of getting into one. So this is, you're going to put your hands on as if you're holding on to the bar of the roller coaster. And we're going to pretend like we're going up, you know, the hill of the roller coaster. And then when we go down, we're going to laugh. So hang on to the front here. So, and we're going to make laughter sounds as we go up the roller coaster. So here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ho, 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 ha, 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 hee, 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 ha, 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 ha. Oh, here we are at the top. Now let's laugh. We're going down. All right, let's do it one more time now. Okay, here we go. Ho, 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 ha, 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 hee, 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 ha, 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 ha. Here we're at the top. We're going to go down. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Yay! Now you are all official members of the World Laughter Tour and the Ha Ha Spa. And one of the things that we then do is we end with a chant, and it will go like this. I am the healthiest person in the world. Yes. I am the happiest person in the world. Yes. And then I love to laugh. That's how we're going to end it. Now, some people have said, I don't feel that I'm the happiest person in the world. I don't feel I'm the happiest or healthiest, you know. The point is, you're in your world. You're the only one there. So you are the healthiest. You are the happiest. Okay. So here we go on the count of 3. I am the happiest person in the world. Yes. I am the healthiest person in the world. Yes. And then I love to laugh. I love to laugh. Yes. All right. So that had to be official. We had to do that because if I didn't do that, you would not be official members. And now you are. All right. So just wanted you guys to know that. All right. Well, I'm at the close. We can do more exercises, but I think you probably may have had enough of me. But I would like to take time in case there's any questions or anything I can do to help. And
Carol and Perry, I believe that you received information on Debbie. So if you want to contact her, you can. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Thank you.
great.
I have a 3 o'clock, so I have to go.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice
Thank you,
meeting
Perry.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon, Perry.
All right.
Be well.
All right. Yes. All right. And Carol, anything I can help you with today?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for your participation. You're great.
Carol is a go-getter. She works really hard. So.
Oh, I can tell. Thank you. It's a real honor to meet you. Thank you. All right. Well, and as Janelle said, you know, just reach out to me if something comes up and you think of something later. And yeah, just a real pleasure and so happy to be here with you all this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh, you're very welcome. All
So
right.
Debbie, we will see you and I will be in contact. Thank you so much for today. It was really, really enjoyable. I appreciate all of it.
Well, I thank you and I appreciate the support.
All
So
right.
yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right.
right.
Have a wonderful
Enjoy.
day. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.